So why do I believe that it is quite possible that the return of Jesus Christ could be very soon? Perhaps sooner than ever? Because of all these indications that are coming into place. You know, we got a lot of, it just seems like there are a lot of prophecies that are being fulfilled. We hear a lot of talk about the end times these days, especially as we get closer to 2012. I don't believe the world's going to end in 2012, but it is strange how we get close that year, and yet we're seeing a lot of these prophecies that are kind of coming into place. Like, I don't know, there's just a lot of them, like earthquakes, wars. You know, the Middle East is prophesied in the Middle East that there would be wars and violence, and that's all over the Middle East, literally. Like Iraq, Afghanistan, Iran, those are all Middle Eastern countries. Israel is a very prophetic country. It is mentioned a lot in the Bible. It has a lot of prophecies tied to Israel and the temple and all that, and that's out there in the Middle East. It talks about how Israel has a lot of enemies. Israel has a lot of enemies out there right now. They're literally probably wanting to invade it at any second. I mean, and we see all these nations coming together to take side with Israel, which is also prophesied in the Bible. So it's very interesting, some of these prophecies. Now, of course, people don't want you to be afraid of the return of Christ. It's not something to be afraid of. I know it sounds maybe a little scary to think about living forever and ever and ever and ever and never coming to an end, or more or less just a little weird, but everything's going to be alright in Christ. Everything in heaven is perfect. Everything. And we could be getting very close to that time when the Lord comes and takes us to heaven. We got a great book here, and it has all the answers to questions like that. This is a New American Standard Version of the Bible. And I will go to Matthew chapter 24, a very interesting chapter to study in Matthew, talking about the end times. And Jesus said, this is what Jesus says in Matthew 24, verse 6. You will be hearing of wars and rumors of wars. Well, we got the wars in the Middle East. A lot of war activity out there. We have rumors of war with other countries out there. But see to it that you're not frightened, for these things must come and take place. But this is not yet the end. I think what he means there is that there's other prophecies that are also going to be fulfilled before the end comes. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and in various places there will be famines and earthquakes. And just look all around for the earthquakes. I mean, it seems like they're everywhere all of a sudden. Haiti has had a major earthquake, and they don't think they've had even a small earthquake for at least hundreds of years. North California had a fairly big earthquake recently. Last year India had a big earthquake, I believe. I think there were some other countries that had some big earthquakes. For the last several months, Yellowstone National Park has recorded like absolutely zero earthquake activity for the last several months. But then when January came, according to the report, they recorded at least like over 500 or so earthquakes around the Yellowstone area. And then in Chicago, they just very recently had an earthquake up there. Chicago, of all places. What's up with this? Are these truly the earthquakes that are going to be part of the great signs and wonders that are performed by God, as he says they will? Look at the facts. A lot of them are big, and a couple of them, like the one in Chicago, are occurring in rather unusual places. I mean, that sounds like a great sign to me. Another sign that tells us that we could be very close to Christ's return is the economy. We go to Revelation here. Hold on here. Revelation chapter 6. talking about the third horseman, and this may be kind of hard to understand. A quart of wheat for a denarius, whatever that is, and 3 quarts of barley for the denarius, and do not damage the oil and wine. Now that can be kind of a tricky verse to study, but when you do study it, you kind of interpret it to be saying, as a sign that the economy would be bad during the end times, because oil and wine, very valuable items back then, literally like food. And so, yeah, some interesting stuff does appear to be taking place. I don't want to jump to conclusions, as we know very well the day or the hour is unknown. It could happen. It may still be another thousands of years away, but we could be, if these signs are, with these indications falling together, we could be getting pretty doggone close, I think. I mean, I graduate in the year of 2012, the year that the Mayan calendar predicts the world to end, and I don't even know if will make it out of high school before the Lord's return. It's something that we're going to have to watch very closely. There's still some prophecy, a couple prophecies that need to be fulfilled. As we know, the Antichrist has not yet come to power, and I think according to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, it says, the day will not come until the man of lawlessness, it's kind of hard to pronounce, I have trouble pronouncing that, lawlessness is revealed. Basically, Antichrist is revealed. So, I believe what that's saying is that the Antichrist will at least be known by the world right before the rapture occurs, if there's a rapture. I think there will be. I could be wrong, but I think there will be. But I think before that, if that rapture is to occur, I think the Antichrist will be known. Don't know if Christians will be able to identify him exactly, but I think he'll be known. I do believe, regardless of rapture or no rapture, that there will be a tribulation period. I believe that there will be an Antichrist and that he will come. I believe that's a prophecy was still written on. Well, Armageddon is a quiet little valley in Israel, and as we know, there's prophecies surrounding that there will be battles and Armageddon going on. Armageddon is quiet and peaceful right now, but like I said, there's countries that are ready to invade Israel literally at any second, so that could change very, very, very quickly. Another prophecy is in Malachi, the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 5, when it says, see, and I will send to you the prophet Elisha before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Some people believe that Elijah is one of the 2 witnesses during the tribulation period, and some other people kind of wonder if, since he's talking about returning before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, if Elisha is actually going to reappear right before the rapture and to announce in his own way, whatever that is, that the day of the Lord is near. And so that's a very interesting prophecy right there to kind of watch. So, you know, just keep staying in touch with us, and we'll try to monitor these things. And like I said, I believe very much so that the return of Christ could be happening very soon. And if you don't know Christ yet, I invite you to find a Bible and go read the book of John if you want to learn about Jesus and his love and grace. Because even though the rapture could be very soon, it hasn't happened yet, because I'm filming this video. And, you know, go read the book of John, learn about Jesus, and learn about his love and grace, so you can be saved, and you too can be saved before this rapture happens. And if it was to happen, if you're watching this video after the rapture, then go ahead and still go pick up a Bible and read the book of John and to learn about Jesus. Because during the tribulation, tribulation is like a second chance for the Christians, like Jonah in the belly of the whale. It's a second chance for you to get right of God and to keep yourself from being deceived from evil and the evil Antichrist. That is all. Thank you.